Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly Saturday news and pre-order video covering all of the releases for Forge World and Games Workshop. As always, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone that has subscribed recently, watches the videos, and of course my patrons which help fund the channel. There are going to be quite a few changes coming to the channel, positive ones, that I can't wait to share with you all very soon. And there is even going to be rewards for the patrons in terms of some giveaways. I hope you're looking forward to that. Okay, so straight over to the Warhammer community website, the news website for Games Workshop, Forge World and Black Library and so on. 500 stores with us in 7 days. So on 20th of October you can pop into a Games Workshop and get these two models. Space Marine Primaris Lieutenant, yes, another one of course, and then a new Bladegeist Revenant model. So definitely check them out in store, and if you can't get them, I think you can just pre-book them or buy them, and then that Games Workshop store will get them back in stock. So that's pretty cool. Going back down from last weekend, which was the 6th of October, they posted this 500 store global celebration, which I think I sort of covered. Plague War continues, so there's a new novel by Guy Haley, I think. I read his first one, which I think was just called Dark Imperium. Yeah, there it is, look. Alongside Plague War though, there are a trio of paperbacks coming, such as Shattered Legions, Gothmog and Felix, and The Beast Arises. Now that's worth getting because it's £15, but it's got a fair number of books in there. It has the first 4 novels, which is pretty good. When they first released it, it was in hardback, and it was about, I want to say, £13 to £15 each book. So this is a great way of picking up the first 4 and get yourself into October by picking that up. I think it's on Games Workshop's website to order now, but if you haven't already, I really enjoyed Dark Imperium, and I'm sure Plague War will be even better. I really enjoyed Guy Haley's description of Nurgle and the Death Guard, and in particular the Garden of Decay, or Nurgle's Garden, basically. So moving back to the community website, made to order Champions of Chaos. All of this week they had this where you could just order these Chaos miniatures, including that dragon, which is incredible. I didn't really go into them that much depth last time, but I thought I'd just show you them now. Unleash the Warhounds. Obviously last weekend you could pre-order the Adeptus Titanicus Warhounds, £40 for a pair of them, and they've got some decent options and weapon options as well, so £20 each, not too bad. Coming soon, it's time to take command. This is just a feature in regards to the commanders coming for Kill Team, and I'll go through them on the pre-order because they're up today for pre-order. November at Warhammer World, that was a couple of days after the Saturday, I think that was the Monday. Vigilus Weekender, basically it's a Warhammer 40,000 weekender. They normally have one of these every sort of end of November. I went last year and I got the Astraeus tank, which I still haven't built, so bear with me with that. I will be attending on Saturday the 24th, so if you see me wearing a Warlord Titan t-shirt and holding a video camera, please come and say hi. It'd be great to meet you. I think usually at each event I see someone new, and it's a great chance to speak to me in person and share the hobby and the interest in the models and what we're looking at. So Kill Team Commanders of the Imperium, a bit of a feature there. Warhammer art this Christmas, so you can get some Warhammer art. Preview of the new Forge World Swift Twins and Elven Union cheerleaders. A rumour engine, Into the Maelstrom, and they carried on a little bit with their orcs, but they haven't as such given us a new orc article every day. Not that they promised that, they didn't. It's just it would have been nice if they carried it through. But now and again you see some orc articles. Article about Necromunda, new novellas to collect, they look pretty good. Kill Team Xenos Commanders, another orc article. Blood and Glory 2018 Grand Clash, build the best deck. Middle Earth around the community heroes, and then October the 11th, the vehicle for the Orcs vehicle was finally unleashed, and I think they said, oh, what does it have? A weaponised orc food truck, a squig-based weapons platform, or a high-speed landmine delivery system, and it's actually all three. And we'll have a look at them in a moment. But first, because it's October and we're in the middle of October, and we haven't had one new orc model, Speed Freaks aren't even up for release pre-order today. I think there will be for next weekend, but still. Let's have a look at these models then. So you've got the custom booster blaster. Looks like a nice kind of energy weapon or slug weapon. It looks like they're the shells for it. He's got a stick bomb too. Got some nice orc tusks on there and a little squig, and the driver. Studded wheels, which is definitely going to eat away at your miles per gallon, I'll tell you that. And then lots and lots of exhaust and a thrumming engine. You've got a Death Killer War Trike, again, looks like a war boss with an orc with a big shooter, is holding a big shooter, and he's got a grappling hook kind of thing and a claw, and I love the wheels, they're protected there, and got some more shooter weapons and some spikes on the rear tyres. A shock jump dragster, very slick tyres. I don't know how that's coping on this kind of desert wasteland, but still. Shock. I think it's more of a shock weapon in terms of that must be the anti-tank kind of vehicle that they've got. I love this big spoiler at the back, and you've got some rockets and what must be like a shock weapon, electric weapon, and then this little ramp that just pulls you into this meat grinder of a ripper sort of chainsaw mounting, I think. Boomdacker Snazwagon, lots of weaponry going on, different barrels, and then you've even got Tom Hardy. I mean, you've got a little Snot or Gretchen or Grot kind of handcuffed to the front, and he's even got one of the, if you look closely, he's even got like a little mouth guard kind of thing, similar to Mad Max. Really like this model with the War Boys. I mean, it's not going to be difficult to paint them white, is it, if you really want to go down a Mad Max route, and then have the grot on a pole on the front of this. It's not, this is the closest thing I think we'll get to Mad Max kind of miniatures if you want to do that. So that looks like a decent vehicle too. And then you've got this plane. Thinks it's a plane, but it's got tank track, so I don't know how fast it's actually going to be, but if it's got a jet engine on it, and this guy's wearing a pilot suit, and he's got rockets and shooters, and then a cannon thing on the side, look, and more rockets on the wings, and then this just looks like a monster in terms of sucking up enemies and turning them into nothing. And then finally, of course, the last vehicle was this squig buggy. Look at the little squig there, you can just see his little eyes, and he's about to be launched out. Different squigs, look at that one and that one. That one looks like it's been trod on though, but they've been launched out of that. And then you've got a mine delivery system. I'm sure he is loading these squig mines or something into this propelling cannon out the back. And yeah, I just love the variation in all these vehicles, lots of variation. I struggle to see which is the same kit, maybe the Booster Blaster and the Snazwagon, but I really do struggle to see which kits go where. I'm very interested to see the individual kits. Okay, so that's a little look at the Orc news on the website. There was a lovely article with Night Haunts in Venice from Roberto Guerrero, hope I've pronounced that right. He's done an excellent job creating quite horrific miniatures of Age of Sigmar with his paint job. Evil heroes from the Pelennor Fields, Kill Team Chaos Commanders, and then Speed Freaks. Now this is a new thing that came up yesterday. What is the Speed War? And we'll just have a look at that now. And there you go. So you've got the different vehicles. So they turn their attention to scrapping and racing, and there you go. That's the War Trike, Snazwagon, the Shock Jump Dragster, the Booster Blaster, and so on. So that's a nice little article to introduce you into Speed Freaks. I think that they will be up for pre-order next weekend. And then today, Armies on Parade Day. This probably all the pictures from today. Incredible dioramas. You know what they've created there. No doubt they'll probably be adding them more on the Armies on Parade website. Anyway, so that's a lot of news, but I thought it's worth covering everything. Let's hop on over now to Forge World and see what they've got up for pre-order. I think it's just these two dudes here for Lord of the Rings. So we go to pre-orders, and as you can see, you've got Gothmog's Legion, but then you've got Gurrit's and Gothmog's Enforcer. So we'll have a little look at them. But Gothmog, if you know who he was, I'll give you a bit of a spoiler. He's kind of like the Orc big general at the Battle for Pelennor Fields, where they got annihilated by Riders of Rohan and unkillable ghosts and all kinds of things like that. But Gothmog was quite an ugly orc, I want to say, and these are his two enforcers. £20 for two of them, so basically £10 each. Obviously, they have a lot of detail going on there for resin, and yeah, if you've got an orc army, they're worth adding to them. Let's jump over to Games Workshop, because that's the only thing for Forge World. I must also point out, with Forge World at the moment, they're still doing this free shipping over £75. Get your orders shipped for free. It's been extended to the end of October, so that's pretty cool. If you want to spend over £75, you don't have to pay anything for shipping. Normally it's £250, I think. So let's jump over to Games Workshop and look at the new and exclusive and the pre-orders. Not many at all, only 15. So a lot less than last weekend, but I think there'll be a fair few up next weekend. So Kill Team, still running with this. You've got Kill Team Commander's expansion set, £35 here though, for the book and all the cards. Let's have a look. So the book is a 120-page soft book. Unfortunately, it's soft book. You get 33 tactical cards, 7 cards covering psychic powers, 20 blank data cards, and double-sided commander token sheet. And also you need a copy of the core manual, which I think is £25. You can get the core manual in the main set for Kill Team. However, they've been out of stock on Games Workshop's website for absolutely ages for the normal Kill Team, and I personally don't understand why they're still pushing this, still advertising all of the Kill Team releases when you can't buy the the main set. I think it's, well, I would hold out on releasing anything until I got all of that stock back up again. But there we go, they're continuing regardless for the people that did manage to get the main set, or people that just bought the rulebook separately. Anyway, that's the Kill Team Commander set. All of these new sets have just, when I first looked at it, I thought, they're going to be releasing brand new HQs. They're not. They're the same old HQs, but you get their cards and you get and a sheet of tokens. Some are better value than others. The Deathwatch Watchmaster is £15 model, and then you get the cards and the tokens for essentially £5, which is a fair amount, just for which isn't much for an extra £5. Whereas like the Necron, I think it's an Overlord model, is normally £17, so you're only paying £3 for the, so it varies. I mean, this Gitzog World Killer, they're really scraping the barrel there now with names, but the only way you could get him before was just in a set with his knobs. Yeah, it's cool that you can get him individually now. Pretty good, especially if you're about to get into Orcs with all the new releases. And then again, you've got all of the other sort of characters. You've got a Primaris, Librarian 2, and so on. So it's just the Commander sets and the Commander expansion and these novels, which is the Plague War, The Beast Arises, Gotrek and Felix, and Vulcan, and Nightvault, Zarbag's Git sleeves, and then Nightvault, Eyes of the Nine sleeves. Those books actually you can add to you can buy right now, but Vulcan is the one that you can pre-order, which is brilliant. And I think with Plague War, I'd probably wait until that's in softback, although I was impressed with the hardback version. The Beast Arises is pretty much a must-buy at the moment, with Orcs coming out. So there you go. That's all the news and pre-orders from Forge World and Games Workshop. Not really that many. Not many new things. Lots of news. Orcs are just around the corner. I predict that next week's video will be bigger than this, and I'll be covering all the pre-orders for Speed Freaks and things. But if there is anything that you're particularly interested in this week, as always, put your thoughts and comments down below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.